Hey guys, Alex Khan here, and I want to do a diecast review on this 1/18 scale Mustang. This is the one from the Steve McQueen Bullitt movie, and this one is based specifically on Sean Kiernan's quote unquote version of the car, because he had the actual car from the movie, but he only recently came out in 2018 January showing that he had the car, and his car was basically unrestored. It's 98% original to the car that Steve McQueen drove in the movie. I want to preface this video by saying Greenlight did not contact Sean Kiernan about making this a diecast, and I'll talk more about that later on and why, in my opinion, I think that's kind of an issue. Alright guys, before I unbox this, I want to mention that I already see some huge problems with the paint job here. Yikes! Yeah, if I had seen a close-up of what this diecast looks like before I ordered it, I would not have purchased this. But let's go ahead and open it up. Now I gotta say, Greenlight actually made another version of this diecast. There's one specifically for Meekum Kissimmee 2020, and it comes with the sold stickers. But I got this one because I like the plates on this one better. So this comes out really easy, as you can see. I thought I was going to have to do a whole dance taking this out of the box, but did not have to do that. And this comes right out. It's not even bolted down or anything, screwed in. So let's talk about my first problems with this diecast unrestored Bullitt car. Well, first of all, they didn't even contact Sean Kiernan about this diecast, and you might think that's not a problem, but it actually is. Because do you see the license plate? That's New Jersey Bullitt, and that's what Sean Kiernan's mom made for the father. So that's an actual private license plate, which Greenlight decided to copy. So they're actually specifically basing this on the family car. See that? New Jersey Bullitt, Garden State. So they really should have contacted the Kiernan family about this. And the front plate is accurate, as you can see. It was registered number 21 on the National Historic Vehicle Registry. Before I continue, I just want to say I'm using this Bullitt booklet that I got from Meekum Auctions 2020 when I was there to see the car. And that's where all these pictures are coming from. But when I insert my own pictures for the side-by-side comparisons, those are my own pictures. So just want to give you an update on that. And before I continue anymore, I just want to say this white overspray, it makes no sense. See these little splotches of white paint? It just makes no sense. It's like right here, this review should stop right now because this is just bad. It's just a bad paint job. Like, I don't understand the white overspray on this. It's like all over the car. Like, what does that even mean? See that? It's terrible. Honestly, before I continue, I just want to say I really wish I got a refund on this diecast. What I'd rather do is get the restored version from Greenlight and just have that repainted, because this unrestored version that they have, it's just so inaccurate and so poorly painted that I almost just want to burn this. So I think the roof is pretty accurate. There wasn't much to be done with the roof. It was pretty pristine from what I noticed up close when I saw the car. I didn't notice a rust line on the actual car. Actually, here it is. There was no rust on this hood line right there. But there's definitely a lot of rust right here, which they kind of hinted at. I think they should have accentuated it a little bit more. And especially this vent area right here. This should have all been like this bird crap color right here. See that? So I think they should have spread this around all over that, as you can see. It just doesn't match. And this windshield, why did they make it blurry like that? The windshield was pretty clean, very clear, but they made it kind of foggy. It was not foggy when I saw it. So here is the rear of the actual car. A lot of rust on the bumper there, and I think they did a decent job on this one, but I think they should have went a little bit more heavy on the rust on this area, just to make it more like the movie, or like the actual car, because there's tons of rust all over it. Here's the engine on the car, and I actually saw the owner, Sean, pop open the hood for a potential buyer, who actually bid it past $3 million before they dropped out. But the engine is actually accurate on the diecast as well. It's a 390, so at least that's accurate. But yeah, Steve McQueen's friend actually put that in the engine to make it tougher and make it, I guess, more believable that it could keep up with the '68 Dodge Charger in that movie. So honestly, I think they got the driver's side panels for the most part faithful to the actual car. See that big line down here? That actually matches the driver's side on the actual car. And they even put the correct unrestored side mirror, because in the movie it's actually a rounded mirror. But when Sean was fixing up his car, he had put a rectangular mirror on it. And yeah, black interior. Although the black interior was pretty shredded in Sean's car. So just to stress a previous point, Sean's interior was really shredded up. Not so much in the diecast version. It looks pretty pristine in the diecast interior, as you can see. But you can see that the gear shifter on the actual movie car it's pretty accurately replicated here, as you can see. I'll remove this in a minute so I can open the doors. Here is the passenger side of the car. So they got some of the rust up here pretty accurate, or at least faithful, except for this bird crap right here, which I already talked about it earlier. It needs rust down on this trim here, and also the movie car. It actually had camera mounts down here, but I guess that's something that you wouldn't see anyways. But you could kind of see it on the picture up here. Here's another slight inaccuracy here. Do you see the antenna on the diecast? But the antenna on Sean Kiernan's is on the front. And then see on the American Torque thrusty wheels here, I guess you can put a bit more rust on it, make it look a little bit more worn out. And absolutely get rid of this white overspray on this car. It just looks crap. Look at that. Is there overspray on Sean's car? Nope. Sorry, I paid a lot of money for this diecast, and I don't think I got my money's worth on this. All right, so let's open the doors on this. It pulls right out. I can open up the interior. As I said, they made the interior look really pristine on this, but I guess they didn't want to go that extra mile to make it look like the unrestored version of this car. But if you're going to call it unrestored, why not unrestore it? Sorry, I might seem a little harsh on this car, but again, I paid a lot of money for it. And they didn't even contact the owner about making this car, which, again, I think it's an issue, because they used a private car owner's actual license plate on it without even contacting them. I think had they contacted them, they could have got better reference shots of the car, because right now, overall, the paint job, the weathering, the rust, and all that, it does not match the actual car. But yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing this car up close in Kissimmee before it sold for $3.4 million. And I even had an exclusive interview with Sean Kiernan. Again, if you want to see that interview, please go to the link in the description. But yeah, I just wish I had a refund on this. This overspray, it's illogical. Does not make any sense whatsoever. Like, it's everywhere. It's like, how did they think that was a good idea? Like, I wonder if it's just my version of the car. Maybe it was a mistake that only mine has, I guess, which might make it more valuable. I don't know, but it just looks terrible. But I do want to thank Greenlight for, even attempting this. But again, Greenlight does make diecasts, and they should be more professional in their recreations of highly publicized cars. So I think they should have done a better job with it. But again, the engine's correct, so I guess that's something. Side mirror's correct. Some of this placement of the weathering's correct. Some of it, not much. Antenna's incorrect. Should be up here. Again, there should be a lot of weathering up here, kind of like this bird crap color right here, as you can see. That should be spread all over this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'm sorry for whining throughout this video. I just feel like Greenlight didn't take the proper channels to make this car, and as a result, it was terrible looking, inaccurate, sloppy looking. Now, something cool that I might replicate now that I'm stuck with the car. When I went to Amicum Auctions, when this wasn't on the auction block, this was actually stored in a glass housing unit. So I might get a little, plastic display piece and just leave it inside there. So I guess that's one thing I can do with this car. I'll never have to touch it again.